Hello everyone, how God people doing? Today I'm gonna tell you guys a story. It's not really a story, it's just some stuff that happened to me. Only me in this story. Well, it's a couple of other people in this story, but I'm not gonna say names or anything like that. But I'm gonna tell y'all a story. But first, disclaimer. If if y'all don't want to hear about a child being hurt, or a young girl being hurt, even a woman being hurt. I'm going I'm going to talk about me being hurt. So if that's going to make you feel some way, if you can take assault on a person, no uh this video is not for you, because no, I'm going to talk about me being no AS. AS. That's why I'm put it like that. AS, from little girl to up in age. So I got a book. I had to write down some notes because I was gonna tell y'all this story last week, and for some reason I just couldn't bring myself to tell it. So today when I started walking and I was talking to the Lord, I was like, "You want me to tell this story, but why are you keeping me from telling it?" And as I was walking, talking to him, there was a lot of things that I had forgot about. And when stuff is buried deep down in you and you don't want to remember them no more, you forget. So some of the things I had forgot about, but yeah, they are all about AS, and gonna get into it now. As a little girl, I put it that way. As a little girl, you never want to hear anything or see anything. And I seen some stuff and I heard some stuff that I don't think a little girl should have heard or seen, but I did. And growing up, for the longest, it affected me. And no, I never had someone to tell me, know what, if you ever see her, or if anybody ever did anything to you, come to me. Let me know. Let me know. I can't remember anybody telling me that. And so I went on carrying these things with me until I was up in age. No, even now. I mean, I had forgot about them until the Lord brought them back to me today, when He said, okay, today is the day you need to tell this story. I did gave you everything you need to know, so tell it. So if I get the crying, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I've been working through it, trying to get it to where I'm gonna be able to tell you this story, but they're probably gonna be tears. So be prepared for it. I'm gonna try my best, but I'm gonna do it. So, like I said, no, as a young girl, you need to, and young girls and young boys. No, it's I don't think any child should be subjected to some of the stuff I seen or and I heard. I mean, I heard some stuff that even now it hurts me to my heart for me to be into that position, to have heard that. And the person who did it, I don't hate the person who did it, but he gonna have to deal with God when it comes to that. Let's just say it that he gonna have to deal with God. Yes, it was a him. I heard it, and he gonna have to deal with God when it comes to on that situation. So, you know what? That's on him and God. I'm out of it. I mean, me being as a human, no. when this flesh come into it, I could say a lot of things, but I had to put it in God's hands because what I heard should no young girl hear, should nobody hear, should no child hear, no child. I don't care who they are. No child should have heard what I heard, but that was one of the things, and then some of the things I seen that I don't think no child should have seen, but I did, and no, nothing could wipe that away. Nothing, nobody could say it or do can wipe those sights away. But hey, and these things affected me. They affected me really, really badly, negatively. I mean, because as a young child, I shouldn't have seen them. I should not never have seen anything like that. And hearing stuff, I should have never heard stuff like that. I'm sorry, Foxy, bumping up to me. She's right there. But yeah, and I should never heard anything, but I did. So now, like I said, even through these 11 years, I still have to ask the Lord every day, no, hey, Lord, take it away. No, hey, this human body can't do it. No, this human can do it, but hey, it did. So one thing I want to talk about is me and my cousin was walking down the street. This was in the 70s. And we had been down at the corner where they had turned on the fire hydrant. Yeah, I'm one of those kids who had fun playing in the fire hydrant, no, with the water and everything, just having fun from the time they turned it on until when they came and turned it off. But I had some fun playing in the no in the water. But yeah, but me and a cousin of mine was walking down the street, and white guy, white guy. Disclaimer, please, if you can't take stuff like this, please don't look at this. Is not for you. This is not for you. But the guy was playing with himself, and he called me and my cousin over to his car, and we went up. We went up to his car. Two little no, two little African American girls walking up to his car. No, not really knowing any better. We should have, but we didn't. How we were, we were between. I'd say we were between 8 and 10. So he called us up to the car, and he was playing with himself. And he asked us, have we ever seen a white person's private parts? And me and my cousin looked at each other, and we said, okay, no, we got to get out of here. So we were like 1, 2, 3 houses away from where we live, and we booked it home. We no, we went. We no, that was a red flag for no. First of all, we shouldn't have never went up to his car. That's first of all, because no, perverted people. There's a lot of them out there. Per big time. But we did. So we went home. No, like I said, we lived like, well, 1, 2, 3. Our house was the fourth house. And no, we ran home. No, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't far at all. And we told our parents what happened. And they wanted to know who it was, where did he go, what kind of car he had. They wanted to report him because who else what he did. And when I was walking today, I could see it. If we had got into that man's car, 2 little African American girls went missing. When was the last time they were seen? Who was the last to see them? What was the last thing you remember? What was they wearing? No, and then having our pictures plastered all over the news. That's what would have happened. Our pictures would have been plastered all over the news. 2 missing little black girls. Where did they go? So, talk to your kids. Talk to your kids. Let them know. Don't go up to strangers' car. Don't talk to strangers. If you see a stranger, No, and the second one was this guy named Michael. Michael. Now, don't nobody know about Michael and the bus passes until I told my uncle about it. Now, I was about 8, and I was walking down the street, and I was like, when my house was the third house from the house I was standing in front of. The house I was standing in front of was the first one. Then there was the second house, and then our house was the third one. So I was just 3 houses down. So no, just walking down the street, and at this time, no, a young girl, no, I walked around to the corner to the store, walked down the street where they had a store called Vanilla Freeze, Vanilla Freeze, and go down there and get you a scoop of ice cream. No, there was all kind of little stores down there, and yeah, I know, walk down there and get some ice cream and walk back, and that's 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 what I did. And then, like I said, but on this particular day, I'm not sure where I was going or what I was doing, but I know I was walking. I was walking home, and Michael asked me. He told me if I let him take me down into this basement, if I let him take me down in this basement, and I think he said let him roll me around or let him touch me or some way he was asking. If I let him do that, he would give me some bus passes. He had a whole book about bus passes. What am I gonna do with bus passes? I'm 8 years old. I can't even ride a bus, but not by myself. Not by myself. So when he said that, it was like no, and I ran home. Nothing but God. Nothing but God, because no, that could have ended up very badly. I mean, I'm a little 8-year-old girl walking down the street. This Michael wanted to take me down into this basement. Just imagine, found the little girl body who lived 3 houses down, dead in her basement. Dead in her basement. Nothing but God. Because I know if he would have took me down there, it wouldn't have been nothing. It wouldn't have been nothing good. It wouldn't have been nothing nice. Either I would have been dead or he would have hurt me to a point where it was nothing good. But I told my uncle about that. And yeah, he told me that Michael, ended up raping his niece. Michael raped his niece. Sad situation. Sad situation. And my uncle was like, "No what? Man, that he better be glad he's not here no more." Last time I heard, he was dead. I'm not sure what happened or what, but Michael was a bad man. I remember one day when we were outside playing, and I'm not sure what Michael did, but Michael ran through his mother's house down the steps and out the door, and 2 men was running after him, shooting at him. And his mother was running after him his mother was running after guys with the pole, and they turned around and shot her. All us little kids outside, any one of us could have got shot. Any one of us could have got shot. But that was Michael. Michael was a very bad person. And yeah, I heard he was no longer here. So, and then there was another time, another guy called I think his name was Michael too. And I want to say my little brother had to be about 3 or 4. He could have been 5. But I was about 8 because I was like 3 or 4 years older than my little brother. So I'm saying I was about 7 or 8 when this happened. And I was outside playing with a friend of mine. Her name was Ann. And me and Ann was outside playing and everything. So I went back home to do something. Then my mom told me to take my little brother outside with me. Now this was at a time we played outside. We had a lot of fun being outside. But my mom told me to take my little brother outside. We had a big old backyard where we could just go out there and play for days. There was a little vacant lot. If anybody know what I'm talking about, sometimes you had a house and then there was a vacant lot where we used to go and play softball and baseball and just did all kind of stuff on this little lot, kickball and everything. So yeah, there was our house, a vacant lot, somebody else's house. I think my aunt had moved out of this house because at one point my aunt had lived over in that house. And then there was Ann's house, my friend Ann's. And Ann had a brother named, I think his name was Michael. And I'm not sure where Ann was this particular day. I'm not even sure if I had played with Ann this particular day, but I was out there, me and my little brother. So Michael asked me, some way he lured me into his house. I had my little brother with me. I held onto my little brother's hand because I didn't want nothing to happen to my little brother. And Michael drugged me. He lured me into the house, and once he lured me in, he got me into this room, and he was doing things to me that shouldn't have never happened. Shouldn't have never happened. I was sexually assaulted by him. Brutally sexually assaulted by him. I mean, thank God I wasn't physically hurt, but mentally I was hurt. He sexually assaulted me. I fought him. I fought him every step of the way. He did sexually assault me. He never got my clothes off of me, but he did sexually assault me. But I fought him. I fought him every step of the way. And the whole time I had to hold on to my little brother because you know what? If worse comes to worse, I'm gonna protect my little brother. And I fought him and he sexually assaulted me. So finally I was crying and screaming. So finally he let me out of his house. And I went home and I took my little brother in the house, and I think I went down into the basement. And I stayed there and I just cried because it was like, no, what did I do? Only God kept me from getting hurt worse than what I did. Only God kept me from getting hurt from all these people. Like they say, God protect babies and fools. And I was a little girl, so I don't think I was a fool. So I think I was in one of those little baby stages or young child stage where he protected me. He kept these people from hurting me really badly. He kept the people from hurting me. He kept Michael away from me. He kept him totally and completely away from me. None but God. None but God. So that's when I call this channel my testimony. These are things I can say the Lord had protected me. The Lord had protected me. And I thank him every day. So talk to your kids. I used to always talk to my God's daughter. If anybody touch you, anybody, I don't care who it is, make sure you go and tell your daddy. Because their mother had passed away. Laura was gone. Make sure you go and tell your daddy. And if you can't tell your daddy, you can come and tell me. I am here for you. Anybody touch you, I don't care who they are. Anybody touch you, you make sure you tell your daddy. Your daddy is here to protect you. And if you can't tell your dad, come and tell me. I'm here to protect you. I would do whatever it is to make sure that person pay for hurting you, because I know how I was when I was hurt. I didn't want nobody to hurt them. So, talk to your kids, whether they're male or female. Talk to them. Talk to your kids. Don't let them go around there hurt. And then, like I said, there's a part two here of this. I'm gonna tell you about part two later. But talk to your kids and let them know you love them. And I will talk to everybody today. Love you, God, people. I love you. And see you later. Bye bye.